is up, everyone? Today we have a Stihl HS45. My apologies on my voice. I caught something, I don't really know, but I must continue. So, a person said that this is pretty much brand new. It's not starting, so we don't know what's going on. I have yet to really do anything except put it on the table, and so I guess we're going to start from scratch. But I do have to say, if you like these types of videos, consider subscribing. I do quite a bit of these Stihls, pretty much anything really, and post a few times a week consistently. So having said that, let us go through some diagnostic. First things first, let's see if it even has fuel. I wouldn't really say it does. That's the filter. It's like half submerged. But look at the color of that. That doesn't really seem too healthy to me. This is what came out of it. Super dark. Maybe an ounce. Looks more like oil than anything else. So I think I'm going to first attempt to just put new gasoline in there. You'd be amazed how adding fuel, and good fuel, does a great service for your machine. This is 50-to-1 with Red Armor Echo oil, non-ethanol. If you don't have non-ethanol, that's fine. I just would prefer to always use non-ethanol for any small engine. It's about half. The fuel filter is most definitely submerged. I think this has a primer bulb somewhere. And it does. Let's see if it fills. Not looking too promising. We might have a... yeah, fuel cap is tight. That's way too much. I shouldn't have to fill it that much, or prime it that much. Let's just see. Double check. Yeah, the fuel line is fully submerged in there. I really don't think it's going to start, but I suppose we can at least give it a pull. If this runs, I'll be very shocked. That was choke. It's on. Make sure it's not like hydro locked or anything. Filled with oil, stuff like that. Do we have like a setting somewhere? No, not really. We might have a carb problem. Well, that doesn't look bad at all. We do need 5/16. An 8mm will also do. It does have to be fairly thin-walled though. I have a pretty large socket, you're not going to be able to get in there. Usually. Oh, they're both in there. Okay, so we're going to want to undo that, because as soon as we open up or take off one of the fuel lines, that fuel tank is pressurized, and all that good fuel I just put in there will want to do nothing more than not be in there anymore. I do want to be careful not to break this plastic. If you do, you're pretty much in the territory of buying a new carb. The Stihl lines, the green one, are usually a lot easier. off. Where's the throttle? It's on the bottom. Yeah. Yes. Let's see here. Nope. There we go. Okay, let's get this over and look at it and clean it. There we go. Let's see here. Let's take off these. I'm going to clean this in the ultrasonic cleaner. Something to note, if you do not have an ultrasonic, oops, fuel's dripping. If you do not have an ultrasonic cleaner, well, first, I don't know why you don't. Just joking. You can use brake parts cleaner. Just know that you want to completely strip this down. That stuff does not like anything plastic or rubber. Plastic doesn't mind it nearly as much as rubber does, but some needles have rubber on the tip of them. Don't want to really damage this if you don't have to. There we go. It's pretty crunchy. There's a small little jet right there. I do like to remove that jet, if possible. Sometimes they don't like to. Like, if you do use brake parts cleaner, I would definitely take this whole assembly out that we're removing now. There's a spring in there, so be careful, but I don't really like leaving it in there. Excuse me. Go ahead and do the other side. This one's easy, there's only one. This side's usually not bad, and it's not, so that's good. I'm going to take this off because, well, we don't need it. I took the little caps off. I want to remove these. Probably shouldn't, but that's how you make your non-adjustable carb adjustable carb. Let's see here. This is half, 1, 1/2, 1 3/4 out. Doing that will make tuning this a whole lot easier, because then you don't have to remember or don't have to start at 0. Okay, so now we have about half. Okay, so low is a half, high is like 1 3/4. We might do a little bit more on both, just in case. Now, do these look the same? The low is significantly longer. Okay. So this is the part where I'm going to put in the cleaner. I would avoid, if you're using brake parts cleaner, to really douse this area. You know, that could be bad for the carb. But time to go ahead and do that. Now, by this moment, I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, hey, I've seen other people on YouTube put fuel down a throat to the carb or something and give it a try before we go down this road. Yeah, you can. When you see something this obvious, though, you really need to. Having said that, it wouldn't be a horrible idea to have done that, so feel free. But I'm pretty happy with my assumption here. We're going to put our jet back in. Now, the diaphragm we're going to put in. Let's talk about that. If you look at it, you see the center has a very small bump on it. Also has a hole up top. We need to make sure we get one that's the same. Some of these will have a much more pronounced bump. If you put that on, you're going to flood all the time. So don't do that. Now, if you don't know which one that is, generally, look down on the side there. Let's see those C10. If you go on your favorite site for ordering parts and type in C10, usually on the other side it will tell you, or on the back, here we go, ZAMA. Type in ZAMA C10 carb kit. You're pretty much guaranteed to get the one that you're going to at least have the right combination of parts. Those kits, you'll probably will be getting excess parts because they might be just a little bit different from platform to platform. If that's the case and you're worried that you have a part missing or extra parts at the end, don't worry about that. It's completely normal. Now, if you have all the parts missing at the end, that could be bad. And additional to that, if you use every single one, that could also be bad. So, don't do that. So we have our springing. Everything else should be good. Perfect. Now we take our gasket that way. Usually the gasket's fine. It's just the diaphragm you have to worry about. Now this one we're going to look and see. So the impression is different. See the little hole? That one has a much more elongated hole. That one goes on that one. Assuming you just don't remember how it came off to begin with. But if you did forget, having the old parts, pretty nice to have around. Just because of that reason right there. Those little witness marks can be quite useful. And after this, we just have the adjustment needles and the other side to put on. The other side, easy enough, just goes on. Make sure that screen is clean. Oops. Excuse me. Don't worry, I'll edit out the actual cough. Boom. So we said the low was the long one. So that's right here. So we said the high was 1 3/4. That should be good. The other one just like a half. A little extra. And a little extra. Okay, I'm going to put it on the machine, and we're going to prime it before we finish the whole installation. The throttle is going to be a little easier to do now. At least I think so. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Now, I have the tank open. I'm going to close it, but because if we don't, it might not work. Oh yeah, look at that. Thing of beauty. Well, that's what you want to see. Roughly half, 3/4 sometimes, you know, a little different, but that's what we want to see. So, let us go ahead and put this gasket back on. Put this back on. These tiny little 8mm 5/16 are not easy sometimes. There we go. I think I'm just going to put this one in the socket this time. Which that did not work at all. Oh yeah, it did. Ah, come on. One little turn more would have been it. Okay, let's give it a pull. I hope I wouldn't have to say this, but this is designed for cutting, so be careful when you start one of these. You don't want to put your finger in there, unless you don't like your finger. I mean, I like mine. I'm not sure about you, but okay. Choke is on. That is on. We're going to give it a pull, just make sure we can. Like I said, we don't want to give it a pull. Next thing you know, it's stuck, and this thing goes flying towards your face. Not fun. That's how you become One-Eyed Joe. Oh, so far, that sounds better than we were having before. Well, we have fixed one problem to just have found a potential other one. Sometimes these tines can get rusted in place. I'm going to see if I can gently move them real quick. So unfortunately, they're still not moving. I don't really want to combine these videos, so this might be a different video, but our motor runs. We know that for a fact, and it runs pretty decent. I will say this though, you don't really want to tune it when the tines aren't running, because even though we have our new magic tuning tool here, we don't have the right load of any type. So wait until your tines are moving. Hopefully yours are already, but just in case, I want to say that. But this is how you fix a non-starting HS45. Some of the other common problems could have a poor cylinder, poor spark plug, you know, no ignition, a couple other things, but usually it's fuel. So I'll catch you later. Have a good night. Follow me on Instagram, SmallEngine1. If you like these little videos, keep watching and subscribe.